Today, I'll be escaping the gravitational pull of YouTube and TikTok to go outside, pick a mountain, and climb it to see what the view looks like from the top. So if you look at this mountain right here, this is the one I've decided to climb. The question is though, is this one of my better ideas? And I think the jury's still out on that one, but I'm really hoping that the view is as pretty as I think it's gonna be when I get to the top. But we'll see how this pans out. After triangulating my location, the optimal location to begin my hike, using several geosynchronous satellites, I can begin. Or in other words, using Google Earth, I've found where it's probably best to start the hike. So I am just starting the hike and oh my gosh, is it windy, but I'm glad I had my rain jacket because otherwise the wind would blow right through my sweatshirt. But we will see how the hike turns out. All right, so I'm a couple minutes into the hike. The views are already really pretty. It's a lot colder than I expected. I'm really glad I have my rain jacket to block the wind a little bit. I'm gonna walk somewhere, and then I'm gonna turn around and walk back. It's the beauty of a hike. Oh my gosh, it looks so much easier to climb, like 2 miles away on the highway. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really rewarding. Just gonna keep going up. I know I keep talking about the view, but it's so pretty. I mean, it looks almost like one of those old-fashioned meadow paintings of something that you'd see in the country. Or almost, it looks like something that needs to be on the side of an old-timey milk carton. This is definitely an unmarked trail. So I know I keep talking about how pretty it is, but I mean, I really mean it. I feel like the higher I get, and as it kind of thins out a little bit, it's like I'm in the US version of The Sound of Music. All right, as I'm getting to the top of the first hump here, it's starting to flatten out a little bit. The name of the mountain I'm climbing, I haven't mentioned it yet, but it's called Bullhead. And it's off of the Blue Ridge Parkway close to Sparta, North Carolina. And if you're ever around this area, I think it's definitely worth checking out. The hike is only about 2.5 miles if you go to the first hump. I don't know what else they're called. Mounds, it's not better. But the first tip, the first peak, there we go. The first peak is about 2.5 miles round trip, I believe. And then where I'm going, the furthest peak is 2.5 miles there. So about 5 miles in total. But it's a really pretty hike. I think if you're ever here, I think it's one of the prettier hikes. Some of the hikes just, it's like a trail to nowhere. You can look at some rocks and some trees and some leaves and that's about it. But this one really has good views, so I'd recommend it. I'm at the first peak of the mountain, and it feels good. The view is really pretty. It's kind of an interesting feeling to be on top of a mountain, because it's like the highest point, and so every other spot goes down, and you feel like you're well on the top of the world. So, but I'm gonna continue over to the next peak. I'm not too worn out. It is almost lunchtime. I didn't really think the lunch part through. I brought a water bottle and Ritz crackers. So, not a lot of calories to keep me sustained, but I'm sure it should be fine. But if you're gonna do this hike, definitely bring like sandwiches or something, more than just the miniature pack of Ritz crackers. But on to the next peak. So that right there is the next peak. And before I go up, I must go down. Actually, at kind of a pretty steep rate, and then kind of a steep rate up. But this view is absolutely insane. I mean, literally, it feels like you're in a small, lightweight aircraft or something. So I'm just now coming across, there is a road that leads all the way up here, and I'm pretty sure I saw it on the map. So if you want kind of a predetermined path, there is one. But personally, I like the no trail version better. I think it's definitely better views and less predictable. So I am so close to the top, and I am as excited as my hands are cold, but I'm almost there. I'm so close. I don't want to put my hands in my pocket. So right now is probably when I would queue up some drone shots and some National Geographic background music to make this look super cinematic, but I don't have a drone. So I am officially at the top of Bullhead Mountain in Sparta, North Carolina. And I know I said it before, but there is just something about being on top of the mountain. You feel like you're on top of the world, and the view is insane. I'm gonna try to get some shots to convey that, but it's really, really pretty. And my hands are really, really cold. These are probably the best Ritz crackers I've ever had. All right, now I begin the descent, and then the ascent, and then the descent again. But I will update you once I get back to my car. Overall, the hike was really good. It was really, it was cool to see what I had imagined it would look like, and then to actually be on top of the mountain. It is really a cool feeling to be on top of a mountain. You feel like you're on top of the world, but there were a couple moments there where I felt like 𝗕𝗲𝘁. It was really windy, and those Ritz crackers tasted amazing. Like, it's that, I don't know if you've been skiing or snowboarding, but it tasted similar to how food would taste after something like that. But that's gonna be it. If you like the video, consider following for more. But as always, thank you, and Take care.